guys, it's Amy and today we are doing a book talk on Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. So last week on Wednesday I made a video about my favourite book to screen adaptations, and I told you that I was going to a screening that night for the film adaptation of Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, and I'd update you all on whether or not it made that list, and it definitely did. The movie was so amazing. I had tears from laughter and from sadness. My mascara was everywhere, and I think it's probably made itself into probably my top 5 movies of all time, and that is a prestigious position to hold in my opinion. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl is about a boy called Greg Gaines who spent his entire high school career trying to be unnoticeable. He spends his time trying to avoid making friends or enemies or any meaningful relationship for that matter, except for with his co-worker Earl, who he makes his incredibly mediocre amateur films with. That is until about 8 hours into senior year when his mum forces him to spend time with a girl called Rachel, who he knows from Hebrew school, to be friends with her and support her, considering she's just been diagnosed with leukemia. So effectively this brings about the destruction of Greg's entire, carefully constructed, unexceptional life. So Me and Earl and the Dying Girl is pretty much like a mixture of John Green's The Fault in Our Stars meets The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, but without any of the pretentiousness. Now, I liked both of those books to a certain extent. I loved Perks of Being a Wallflower, but they were just so pretentious and it didn't feel realistic to what it is like being a teenager. Me and Earl and Dying Girl, on the other hand, was completely genuine. I don't think I've read a book as honest and genuine in a long time. And this book is 1,000 times funnier. I can't tell you how many times I laughed in this book. I very rarely laugh when I'm reading, but this book made me laugh at least every few pages. Even when I was sad, I was still laughing, through the tears, which I've just never experienced that before. Okay, so this book has a pretty unusual structure. The chapters are incredibly cleverly named and make you laugh just reading them. And within those chapters you'll find a wonderful mixture of prose, script and bullet points, which was completely unusual and completely fantastic. Greg's narration is a wonderful mixture of sarcasm, self-depreciation and honest, genuine self-reflection. Because of that self-reflection, he portrays himself as being a bit of a jerk, and I really liked that. It really made me sort of love the character. Have you ever, especially as a teenager, looked back on something you've done or said and gone, oh my goodness, I was such an idiot, or I was such a jerk, or I can't believe I did that? And he completely does that, and it's so realistic that you just gotta love him, and it's hilarious too, and you just laugh about these things because it's like, yeah, I felt that way. It's just so realistic and genuine, and I know I keep saying the word genuine, but it just made you feel all the feels because of the honesty with which the book is written. One thing that I really liked was that Greg caricatured the other characters without dehumanizing them. He's very persistent in pointing out people's flaws, but also their sort of wonderful, whimsical sides, which, we all have. This honesty, which pervades the book all the way through, made me fall in love with Greg as a character and all the people he was surrounded by. Even if he didn't particularly like them, the fact that I could see their flaws and I could understand that I was seeing them through, the bias of someone else's perspective, because Greg is very clear in the fact that he has a bias, really just, it felt, and again I'm saying this, so real. And because all of the characters were so incredibly flawed, it felt, like these were real people, and I came to love all of them, even down to Cat Stevens, who is Greg's pet cat. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl is a book that deals with some really hard topics like death and life and growing up and moving on, with a voice of humour and honesty. It imparts great wisdom without any of the pompousness or needless romance of other similar books in the young adult genre. And this book had me hooked from the very beginning. The first sentence is, "I don't know how I'm gonna write this stupid book." And throughout the book it keeps telling you, you should really stop reading, this is an awful book. And it just makes you want to keep reading, and it's so funny, and I just flew through it. I would recommend this book to anyone probably above the age of 14, just because there's some harsh themes and adult content and harsh language, but it was so funny. And if you are a person who didn't like The Fault in Our Stars, if you're a male and you feel like it's going to have some romance in it, it's not. It is so honest and genuine and funny and lovely and a little bit ridiculous. And I just absolutely loved this book. So if you couldn't tell from my review and how much I'm raving about this book, I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely wonderful, and one of my new favourites, and one that I would definitely recommend and reread in the future. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this review. If you liked it, don't forget to click the subscribe button and let me know your thoughts in the comments, whether you felt the same way, if you felt differently, if you disagreed with me. Don't forget to check out the movie. It was absolutely brilliant and I would definitely recommend it. In Australia, it comes out on the 3rd of September. So I hope you are having a lovely day and happy reading. Bye!